Demonic Angel. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the other occult channels I like and recommend, because I've already done some book readings and such like that, and it's just going to be a shorter video, so here we go. I like Santera Lucera and Tata Lucero. I think she used to be called Indigo Priestess, but she does a whole range of left-hand path stuff and talks about working with angels and demons, primarily demons. So but what I like about her channel is I should say their channel. They talk about what does it feel like to have psychic experiences, paranormal, the whole emotional processes involved in rituals and stuff. So that's not out there a lot, and I really like that. I'm trying to bring some of that to my channel as well. So okay, another one is Occult Demon Cassette. Now this is not a person that is, broadcasting their occult views, but it's like some person who took 70s, 80s, and 90s VHS tapes and uploaded them on YouTube, and some of it's like, hey, look at microwave dinners or whatever. But a lot of it has to do with the satanic panic. And I mean, if you're an occult fan, it's really interesting to research that. And I think for a lot of us, there's a real fascination with the satanic panic in that era. So, you can look that up. Tattooed Spirit, he is really awesome. He's a hypnotherapist who also does tarot, and he does the Rider-Waite deck, and I really enjoy his energy, and he just has this enthusiasm for tarot that just makes me want to pull out my deck and get going. So very clear, concise explanations. Contemporary tarot also uses the Rider-Waite deck. It's a woman, and she's just very clear and easy to follow. So that's absolutely, if you just want a shorter explanation, you kind of have to do your own research on the symbolism, but it's always great to have some reviews. Satan and Sons, they do a lot of the demonic and spiritual enchantings. Those are really great. Turn that on, while you're drawing your sigils or are preparing for a ritual, and it heightens the energy. So I recommend doing that. And they do some other stuff. A woman talks about her views and that kind of thing. Satanic International. This is a guy who, I think he's really funny, and he talks about psychedelics, and he is a Levian Satanist, but he's been on YouTube for years, and he shares a lot of his insights on random stuff, and I think for a lot of people in the left-hand path, it's pretty relatable. But it's funny, I still like him even though he talks shit about all the people who believe in, in a spiritual or theistic type of way, but I can have a sense of humor, so, that's fine with me. Behemoth X, he's a really wonderful, emotional man. I absolutely love his channel. He talks about getting sober, and he is a Satanist. He works with the demons of the Goetia, and he really does. He has this one video about President Marbus, and it's all the candles, and it'll set up skulls and sigils, and you could just listen to this and get ready for, once again, I've used it before to get ready for ritual, to heighten that experience. So so there's that, and it's really, he's really raw and not afraid to break down the emotions. And if you're struggling, you can still be on this path and be getting sober, and that's okay. And that's something I can relate to, because that was a big part of my youth, was addiction as well. Caleb Davis, he's a young guy who he puts his video games and music. His music's really awesome. He does drumming, and he also talks about the occult, like Thelema and other stuff. And I think he's about to hit 1,000 subscribers, and it's really nice to see somebody so young interested in the occult, but interested in reading, because it's not just like, wow, I want to summon a demon and I'm all set to go. A true occultist does extensive research, and I really like to see that. Damien Echols, he was one of the West Memphis Free 3, and he talked about, you can look up the West Memphis Free, because I could do a whole video, but I won't. But he got convicted and spent a long time in jail for a crime he didn't do, and witchcraft got him through, and now he does his video on the occult. It's really his thing, and he's also friends with Marilyn Manson, Johnny Depp, and it's really great to see him. Even when he was on trial, he talked about being into the occult, and he's from the South, and people really aren't really too happy about that in the South, which is part of what I can relate to as I speak about emotionally. For me, I come back to this stuff again and again, because nothing else really emotionally fulfills me like the left-hand path. And I think part of that is a rejected, feeling really rejected by the mainstream, as I've mentioned, so other people can understand that. Atlantean Alchemist, he's a really young guy, and he talks about angels and demons. He'll give descriptions, like he was just talking about Dantalian, and what does it feel like, what were the messages, and I really like to see that kind of stuff once again. So D.H. Thorne, he and Behemoth X, they work with Bog.co or whatever, Eketene, and I really don't understand why people shit all over that. It's really great. You don't have to pay for that kind of stuff. If you don't want to pay for it, you could sit there and listen for like 3 days and never finish all the free videos. So, if you're interested in psychological ritual magic or theistic magic, this is like the kind of stuff that is interesting. D.H. Thorne, he does Demon in Review, so you can hear another person's perspective on that. Dragular, I think that's how I say his name. He makes really creepy atmospheric videos, and so I like to draw sigils once again and have his stuff on in the background. So if you're looking for something atmospheric, that's really good. And like I say, I personally do like Eketene and all the Bog.co stuff. I like Oralee Stewart, Bill Duvendak, Robert Bruce. Like I said, if you don't like it, I really don't, go somewhere else. Eketene has a lot to say that I think is very enriching. So I admit that I am a fan of Eketene, just because he puts a lot out there. Yes, he says, hey, go, if you want my services, you can pay for it. But, I mean, that's kind of how business works. There's nothing wrong with that. Left-hand puppetry. Whoever's behind this has been really nice to me and compliments me and stuff, and even when I had like 50 subscribers or something, just really dropping a comment. So the left-hand path is not just about evil, but just say, hey, I hope you're having a nice day. I really am rooting for you, and that really makes me feel good. And I think it's actually really cool to watch puppets talk about the left-hand path. Black Witch Coven, she's the Australian witch, and she'll go to cemeteries and take grave dirt, really the art of necromancy, bringing some of that kind of stuff to life. If you like that kind of, if you want to hear about that, she's excellent. She's pretty straightforward. She'll talk about the Goetia. She'll even give her warnings about the occult, just a whole comprehensive thing. And she's very beautiful person. What magic is this? This guy, my understanding is he works or is affiliated with a museum, and he talks about Carl Jung's life and his experiences with the paranormal, Francis Agrippa, sigils, anything that you could just listen to this guy. And he's given it like a scholarly type of point of view, and it's really good. Go Virtual Lucifera. I wish she was still on YouTube. She's a Swedish woman who her stuff is just the Ars Goetia. And it's about, she has her favorites, but she's really a beautiful person. She actually looks, like she's way younger than she is, and she talks about, the different demons and the sigils and some real truth and honesty, dangers of it, and some things you should read and know, and you can contact her services if you want. Satan's Priestess, she's really a beautiful African-American woman who does a channel. You can figure it out, Satan's Priestess. And she's been doing a lot of drawings lately that are really neat, and she has videos about all kinds of things, and she'll write her own prayers. And I really like her channel a lot, and she's actually really good artist. Spectre Ball, he's been really nice to me as well, and he's been hitting more subscribers, but we were just talking a little bit because we're like talking about the Goetia, and I reached out to him and I said, you're one of the few people I see just coming on here and saying, hey, I experimented with this, or I did this. And so we compliment each other sometimes, but his stuff is about the Ars Goetia, astral projection, and he also does some music, so I think his music's really good. Check him out. Frater Oz, he does a whole channel about Thelema. There's really not a lot about Thelema, so I would recommend it because he's in one of the orders. Rose Crowley, she's on YouTube, and she is like she's way smarter than me in that fact of like putting this all together. Kind of a node to Aleister Crowley's wife, but just putting together all the stuff is particularly around Crowley and Satanism and topics like that. So she's really great. Jeremy Crow, and he's a Luciferian, so that's like, this is kind of the end here for me in my list, but he's, I really like the idea that Lucifer would be the alternative god, the bringer of light, and he's really somebody who, he speaks a lot of languages, he does his homework, talking about how he reads a lot, and he's really knowledgeable, pleasant to listen to. So I hope this was whatever, enlightening. If you're just like happening to watch my channel and you're looking for other occultists to listen to. I hope that this kind of helps, and I will see you guys in the next video.